Clicked on the wrong one. Hello, hello, hello. Hey Phil, how are you? Happy Saturday. We're gonna have a late night stream. Pick one! Hello! Thank you so much for the 38 months! Dias Mergua, how are you? Thank you so much for starting off the stream with a huge sub. Thank you so much. Thank you for continuing your sub. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a great Friday, and I hope that you have a great start to your day now too. It was way too hot today to stream. I got out of bed at 5 p.m. Well, no, I got out of bed at 3 and just stayed there because it was too warm. I didn't get to sleep. I was eaten alive by mosquitoes, and I only ended up falling asleep like, I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 a.m. And it's so hot in this room because it's on the roof. Wait, I mean, I guess you kind of know that it's just the roof, and I couldn't even enter this room. So instead, we're having a late night. Hello, LCC Chess. I'm just gonna play a quick maybe two blitz because I want to get back to 2000. Okay, I'm gonna go for G3. So, okay, I get 9 points if I win this game. So 2 games we'll play, and then I'll get to 2K again. When he calls, tell me that you let him in. Father, tell me if you can. We're also gonna listen to Lana Del Rey because I'm sad I didn't get to see her in London. My friend is actually went to her concert, I think yesterday. Okay, I'll take that pawn. That knight coming in here is going to be a bit annoying. Yeah. But my aching soul. Oh, he missed that I'm attacking the knight, and now I get a rook as well. We have another 4 coming up. We're just a full rook up. How's everyone doing? Father, tell me if you can. Okay, I'm gonna take this knight because it's a bit annoying. I don't have any other moves for my queen, so I'll just go here. Just got up, so not sure yet. Do you have any plans today? Shit, I have enough time, I would say. But I do have to move kind of fast. Let's go back here. Let's try go for some attack. Closing up everything. Yeah, that's not gonna make my rook very useful, I guess. Let's go for a queen trade. That obviously they do not want. I don't want any checks with the queen. I'm a rook up, but it doesn't... It's not so useful. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only one set of pawns has been... Okay, let's open up some files. What is the slow down version? Getting it on, it doesn't make me nervous. If anything, I'm restless. Okay, let's get our rook into the game. Hello, TJ! I've not been live for long, like 10 minutes. Oh, I should have played queen here, obviously. Yeah, definitely trading that. Hey, Governor Julio! Just saw a friend at the airport. Oh. Where are they off to? Bit sleepy. You're a bit sleepy. What? How was your day today? What did you do? I'm also very sleepy. I'm very, very tired. Okay, one more point. Let's win one more. Get 2K. I was supposed to go to the gym today, but it's just so hot that it put me off. Oh, sugar. So if I take... Okay, it doesn't really help me. Oh, I have an intermediate check. And then I can take this. That's a nice check to have. Back to Leyde, they came to visit. Oh yeah, how was your 4th of July? Did you have a lot of fireworks? I read a bit, played some chess, and ate Nando's. What's your Nando's order? I like the butterfly chicken. I also really like the Nando's rice, but I haven't had Nando's in a really long time. Do you have any tricks? I guess I could take this as well, but maybe I'll go here instead. Just tried to keep up with my master's thesis. How is it going? 17 is also writing his master's thesis. Actually, no, it says undergraduate, but still a thesis. Half chicken meal thing. Oh yeah, I've also had that. Do you go for the spicy sauces? Or the mild ones? Okay, at least... Ooh, they missed it. Okay, we got a queen. Let's give another check. Oh, they can actually block with check as well. But that's fine. I'll just move or... Okay. Very, very mild. Why? You can't handle spice! I really like spicy food. I always go for the spiciest sauce there. Okay, we got back to 2000. Hello, Chaotic Chess. Happy Saturday. I hope you weren't working on Saturday. I hope you finished all your work. Starting off with 2 wins in a row. Nice. Yes, really nice. And we got back to 2000, which is good. We spent... Actually, we didn't spend that much time yesterday getting back to 2K, but then I ended up losing it at the end. Okay, so... I was thinking we could do a viewer arena. I guess it is a little bit late. Would you guys want to play a viewer arena? Fireworks at the local high school. They always have a nice event with live bands and food trucks. Ooh, nice. That sounds good. I heard someone was telling me that in Omaha they spend the city spends $1 million on the 4th of July show, which is really crazy. Not a bit of it. I spent most of the day sleeping, and then I fixed my PC, and then I played a tasty Open Assassin! Ooh, let's go! How was the game? That's so good. I'm glad you didn't have any work either. Glad you fixed your PC also. I think we probably don't have enough people for an arena yet. But if anyone wants to analyze one of their games, we could also do that. It was awesome. They played a weird early a6, so I won. But early a6 is usually... Yes, let's do that. Let's analyze your Sicilian game. Usually early a6 is good. One sec, I'm just gonna fill up my water. Send me the link, and then I'll be right back. If you just send me the link on Lichess, I can get a PGN, and I can put it on chess.com. It's fine. Okay, let's see how the game went. Okay, thank you. Wait. Okay. Guinness hat! Hello, BF Dino. Guinness hat actually matches my outfit. If I'm gonna have to look at a Sicilian, I'll at least make some fun with it. Okay. New room. And let me paste. Does that work? Yeah, it works. Okay, perfect. Here we go. So this is Chaotic Chess's game. Before I spoil the result, Chaotic Chess, you're not allowed to I guess you already sent. Can I? I wanted to do a prediction of what the result was, but too late now. Okay, let's have a look. I'm gonna do some move predictions to make it more interactive. So, let's see. Chaotic Chess was white, and he went for e4. Gotta go soon. Okay. Well, hello for a short while then. So, we've got c5. Also, should I turn off the music? Or you can choose what music you want, if you would like some music. 2 a.m. It's 10 here. Yeah, choose your music. Kincho, hello! Thank you so much for the raid. With a party of 40. Thank you so much. I hope you had a great stream. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope you had a great stream. we just started. We're going to be analyzing Chaotic Chess's game. Hey Frank, how are you? What the heck is on your head? It's a Guinness hat. You can thank Pick One for redeeming it. We're just waiting for... Thank you so much. See you later. Let me also open up the opening book. Yes, I'm Irish. What gave it away? The Guinness hat? Can we stick on Beetle, the Bardcore medieval hip hop body 1? Okay. I still find it bizarre that you even know that this kind of music exists. Okay, here we go. Volume 1. Is this it? I don't know if this is the right thing. Okay. Here we go. So, we've got Sicilian, e4, c5, everything is normal here, knight out, and then they decided to play knight c6, which is, I guess, old Sicilian. Usually d6 is more popular. Well, d6 I guess is the main move, or you can also I play e6, but knight c6 is another... A lot of the time it transposes anyway. It's just another line. Okay, d4 main move, and now we're going into the open Sicilian. Okay, so always, if you're playing Sicilian, you should take on d4, and you should also always take back with the knight. I guess here the knight is on c6, so you can't take back with the queen, but even if they didn't have a knight there and they had d6, you should still take back with the knight, because after you take with the queen, you're going to get kicked by the knight on c6 anyway afterwards. So let's say they play like this. Sometimes people do take... Actually, Phil does this a lot against me. Philmon, but it's better to take with the knight. Because after this, the knight c6, black gains a tempo. Okay, let's see. So, knight takes. And now they played knight f6. So normal, the pawn was attacked and now you can defend it. And now we have an e5. Okay. So I think this is Sveshnikov, but from a different move order. But I'm not too familiar with this line for black, but I think it is a move. It's actually the main move here. They can also play d6, but e5 is the main move. And now, Chaotic Chess already knows what to do here. But where should the knight go? Where would you move this knight on d4? For those that are not too familiar with playing the open Sicilian, what would be your instinct? Not all at once! Where would you move the knight? Hello, Gokul. My instinct would be at knight f3, since I've played for knight so much. Yeah, knight f3 looks like a very natural move, because on f3 it's... well, the most natural square for the knight, I guess. Elfigo, hello! Yes! So b5 is the main move. Knight from d to b5. Because what are you threatening when you play knight b5? Well done, TJ, also. Knight f3 is not a bad move. So knight b5 is the main move, and if you're not going to play knight b5, then knight b3 would be a little bit better because you're also controlling the c5 square, so you don't allow the bishop to come out to c5. But knight f3 is never going to be bad. I guess it just gives more options to black. It's not as threatening. I'm happy with the late stream today since I can watch. Only got back just now. Where were you? Wait, did you have the Formula 1 meetup? Was that today? So, knight b5, what are you threatening? And Chaotic Chess played this. Oh, okay, now I see. I don't like the idea of putting the knight back where it came from. Well, I guess maybe it wastes a little bit of time, but it's not the worst thing ever. If you're not familiar with the system and you end up in this position, you're not going to lose because of knight f3. Oh, yeah, also tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, you're threatening knight d6. Well done, TJ. So, knight d6. So, Chaotic Chess knew this. You're threatening knight d6, and this is a very important bishop that black doesn't want to give up so easily. So, after knight d6, black has to take, and then you take back with the queen. And black cannot castle anymore. This is a backwards pawn, and even though I guess technically this is a bad bishop because of the pawn on e5 is on a dark square and you can't get maybe too much activity on this diagonal, but you can still go to c5, so it's still a decent bishop. But the dark squares can be a little weak, especially when you're gonna play d6. It's important to keep this bishop because you're going to have to protect this d6 pawn. Yeah, you're going to have to protect this d6 pawn because it's going to be a target for white. So, what should black play here since white is threatening knight d6? His opponent played a6, which is not good. Yes, Chaotic Chess, well done. So, you should play d6 here with black because you need to stop the knight going into d6. So, this is, I guess, something that happens a lot when you're threatening to go somewhere and you can just take control of that square by moving something there. They should play a6 sooner. Well, the main line is d6 here. I think this is still fine. Maybe you could play... Well, if you play a6 here, it's just a different line because you're probably not going to play e5. I guess you could play a6 here as well. But then it's just kind of a different line maybe. Sicilian is a rich land, yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a different option. But if they do go for e5, which is also the main line in this variation, then you should just play d6. So with d6, this is completely fine. And now white is controlling here, but then a6 is coming anyway. So here, what would you play with white? Oh, thanks for reminding me, Goku. I have to update that. Yeah, that does need changing. Yeah, bishop g5, well done. Bishop g5 is the best move here, is the main line. So bishop g5, then black usually goes a6, kicks the knight, and then the knight goes back to a3. Doesn't have any other options, so a3 is the only line. And then b5 comes in, threatening to fork. So, yeah, this is just a bunch of theory. You need to know your stuff. So what would you play? Chaotic Chess, what would you play here? Oh, if knight b4, then b3. Let me just check for a second. So if they... Wait, a6, knight a3, and if they go knight b4? But knight b4 isn't really a threat, though. I am 2000. Do you think online is similar to over the board? Well, similar in what way? You're playing the same game, but I think it's very different. The pieces are also different, unless you play with 3D pieces, but that's also a little bit weird if you do that online. But b5 is the main move, and now I just want to know what you would play against b5. Chaotic chess first, and then... I mean, there's not many options. I feel like over the board I'm much worse. Any advice? Well, you need to find out why are you worse, what are your weaknesses, and work on those. So maybe the biggest thing with over the board are nerves. I think people get a little bit more nervous. It's just what you're used to, because if you play a lot over the online, then you're used to that. But what is this? What is this? Oh my god, medieval version of Jay-Z and Kanye's song. Are you playing over the board and online with the same time controls? Oh, well, that's also a big thing. You can't really play 1 hour and a half online because it's much too distracting. Well done, knight d5. Knight d5 is the best move here. So if you play this line, then you need to play knight d5 here. There's two options. You can either play knight d5, or you can also take this knight and then play knight d5. So if they take with the queen, then you've got knight d5 and you have a nice tempo. Yeah, exactly. So you can take, or you could just play knight d5, and also there's an annoying pin for black. They have to play bishop e7. And now, I know we're going a bit deep into theory, but what should you play here? So we're all learning some Sicilian theory here. What should white play? It's maybe a move that isn't so natural. c3 is a move, but it's not the main move. Something else. No, not queen d2. Many blitz and 10 minutes. Well, if you play 10 minutes over the board, it goes by way quicker, because over the board, you tend to use up a lot more time. No, not bishop d3. Something else? I'm not gonna give it away. I want someone to say it. Eventually you have to get it, because there's not that many good moves here. But it is a move that is, think about the position, think about which pieces are better and why. You want to trade on your terms. It does look unnatural. Not a good unnatural. We want a good unnatural. Okay, Gokul with the main line here. Not surprising. I think Gokul is the highest rated in the chat right now. But bishop takes f6 is actually the main move. So you have two options. You can either trade the bishop or trade the knight. Why is it good to take this knight? Oh, that isn't the main line. Well, bishop takes f6 is definitely the main line. Oh, sorry, it was the main... Oh, sorry, bishop takes f6. Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I just saw bishop takes f6 and I thought that you're talking about now. What about the bishop pairs? Exactly, what about the bishop pair? Which piece is better, knight or bishop? Think about the pawn structure. So we do learn that bishop pair is better, but when you take the knight here, if you really want, you can take the bishop back, but this knight on d5 is such a good piece. It's the best piece on the board. It's controlling the whole board. Can't be kicked by a pawn. Worst case, it can be traded by a bishop. And then you can maybe... Actually, to be honest, maybe you take with the queen and you keep pressure on the d6 pawn. But this bishop on f6 is a really bad bishop. It has no open diagonals. I guess this is technically an open diagonal, but there's not much for you on that diagonal. And also you need to keep an eye on d6. And now you play c3. So this is the main move. You can play c3, c4. Another thing you can do is actually play knight b1 and recycle this knight. But bishop takes f6. Okay, that's as far as we'll go into that. But if you do play this with white, at least now you know. Yeah, this is theory. At least now you know. But don't always disregard capturing a knight with a bishop, because sometimes, depending on the pawn structure, always look at the center pawn structure and see if, I guess, bishops have open diagonals, or if knights have some good outposts. Okay, Gokul is telling us what we should do here. So let's have a look. So bishop takes c3, then black castles. You play knight c2, yeah. Black plays bishop g5. Okay, so you're wanting to get some activity with the knight. Then you play a4 to, I guess, annoy these pawns on the queen side. You are threatening to take this pawn because of the pin. And, okay, so black usually takes. You take with the rook. a5. Bishop out. Rook b8 and b3. Okay. Hello, Lamprocles! Gang gang! How are you? But you can also go c4 instead of c3. Yeah, you can also go c4 instead of c3. That's true. Okay, so let's see what happened in the game. In the game, black didn't play a6. It is so warm right now. I need to get a fan. I'll be right back. Wait, let me leave you with a question first. Let's just see what happens. So, knight d6. Well done, Chaotic Chess. Now we have a nice advantage. In this case, even though this bishop could end up being a bad bishop, in this position it's much worse because also black cannot castle. If they try to play queen e7, did they play queen e7? Yes, they did. Okay. If they play queen e7, now what should you do? Okay, I'm going to leave you with the question. Should white trade queens, yes or no? I'm just going to get my fan because it's too hot. And I don't want to open the window because mosquitoes will eat me. More like not to avoid theory, but because I don't know theory. So, would you take the queen on e7 with white? Important question. It changes. What? Lamprocles! What the heck? Thank you so much for the 2,000 cheers! Thank you so much! I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll stay there and not lose. Go back under, but thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. Soon you'll be 2002, hopefully. I guess you need to get 1900 first. Okay, so should you trade queens or not? I need to get my fun. Sorry if it's loud. Can't really help you because I don't want to burn alive. Thank you so much, Lamprocles. I would happily decline the queen exchange. Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna do a prediction. Just a quick one. Okay, quick 2-minute prediction. Did Chaotic Chess trade queens here, yes or no? I want to ask Chaotic Chess if he has a problem with finding good candidate moves for his opponent when calculating, particularly if there is no forcing lines. Maybe he doesn't, and this is just something I'm poor at. TJ, if there is ever anything that anyone is struggling with, if you're struggling with it, or if anyone thinks that they're the only one struggling with it, that is never gonna be true. You're never gonna be the only one, no matter what. Okay, Elfigo says take the queen. I can find them, it takes ages, and I can get lost in the weeds a bit. I also struggle with it. Some people are better at it than others, but it's still... it does Chaotic Chess struggle with... Maybe some people struggle with things less, but there are... You're definitely not the only one. Okay, we've got 1,000 for yes, 30 for no. And then we'll talk about it. Because you have to think, do you think that the end game is better for white? Do you want to trade, or do you think you have chances for a big attack? So do you want to keep the queens on? Better for white with the queen trade. Why? $129 for no. Bishop pair for white. Okay, that's a good answer. So, you guys are right. Taking the queen is the best option. And it's because white is so ahead in development. Well, actually, it's not exactly true because white has 2 more pieces to develop and black only has 1. But this bishop is going to struggle to develop, so they're going to have to spend an extra move, which maybe then makes it equal because we also have 2 moves. But the endgame is better because of the bishop pair, and also when you castle, you're going to have this open file for the rook. And Goku exactly said that, so you're going to develop this bishop. I guess bishop g5 is really good. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with theory here, but I can see from the opening book that queen takes e7 is the most played. There's not many games here, only 44 in the chess.com database. But the thing is that after queen e7, black can now castle. So you want to make a move that is going to waste an extra move for black, and now you get to develop a piece. So if you move the queen, you're actually going to spend a move. Where are you going to move the queen anyway? Let's say you go to... Maybe you could try go to c7 and it looks a little bit maybe intimidating for black. But black is just going to castle this side anyway. So let's say black just castles. You're not threatening to take anything. Black just got 2 free moves. Queen e7 and castling. And your queen is a little bit awkward. And now you're behind the development. So it's better to take because you actually gain a move. Since they're going to have to take back and then you get to develop. Yes, good decision making, Chaotic Chess. So, and this is a backwards pawn, so it's much easier to attack it when queens are not on, because there's less counterattack that your opponent can do. Okay, so, well done for taking it. Whoever predicted that Chaotic Chess took the queen is correct. Hopefully, if Chaotic Chess predicted it, I guess you can. Oh, you didn't. Okay, 1.2k go to photo poly. Nice. So queen takes, knight took, and now bishop g5. Well done, Chaotic Chess, you're playing so well. Great move. Bishop g5, great move. Now you can castle and you have the open file. Okay, let's have a look. So, So your opponent played h6. And now you have a decision to make. Should you take the knight or not? I won't do another prediction, but I'm gonna ask you guys. First, should Chaotic Chess take the knight? What do you think? I'd take it, make a super goofy pawn structure. Okay. I didn't want to take it because it gives an open file, and then I decided the double pawns was worse than the open file. No, if you take, then pawn takes, you open the g file for the rook. Okay, you both have similar thought process, but how dangerous is that g file? The queens are off now, and it looks like white is just going to castle queenside, so why are you so worried about the open g file? I would agree with Chaotic Chess that taking this knight creates a long-term pawn structure weakness that you can take advantage more of than how good the g file is. I don't know if that was not a good, well-worded sentence. The issue is that black goes d5 if you don't take. Oh, actually, I didn't even think of that. So let's say if you move the bishop back, where also are you going to move the bishop back? Let's say if you go back here. And now d5 comes in and black has solved all their issues because you're threatening to fork. You're also threatening to take this pawn, so you're going to have to take here. Black can develop this bishop very comfortably. So you actually don't want to make that easy for them. Wait, also, sorry. Not only the bishop gets to develop comfortably, but you get rid of your biggest weakness, which is this backwards pawn. So, actually, this is a very important learning point, which I also need to reinforce for myself too. The pawn structure is bad, but actually the main thing is that it makes your opponent's life so much easier if you don't take. Would you castle next move? Depends what my opponent wants to do. So black wants to play d5, so after I take, I stop them from going d5, which means that now they're going to want to play b5 to develop this bishop. So maybe I would play a4 to stop them from going b5, because castling isn't going anywhere. Oh, that's also true. So let's see. Well done for taking it. Great decision. So far, all of your moves have been the best moves. Well done. Okay, g takes. And now you castled, which also, let me check. Are there also any? There's one game that has been played before in this line, and white has castled. So the two best moves are a4 and castling, and also f3 is mentioned as well. It's not a big difference in evaluation. So I guess the thing is that castling isn't going anywhere, but them playing b5 is a little bit annoying and they don't really deserve it. So you can play a4, and if they go b6, now you can castle. But b5 is just a little bit better for them than b6 is. And a4, you wouldn't play that if the queens were still on, but since the queens are off, now it's not as weakening. And actually this pawn structure is not really a problem for you, because you stop black from getting any extra space. And you can always play b3 if you're worried about this pawn, and you can bring your king into b2. It's a solid pawn structure. And also this pawn is kind of in the air. maybe not straight away, but you could be thinking about knight d5 later on as well. A lot of pawns are kind of... This pawn can't be defended anymore. Okay, so anyway, you castled, and now black should definitely play b5, because if they don't play it here, then you will go a4. Yeah, a4, it's not a big difference. Castling is also very good. I would say that it's also a bit of personal preference, because if you're going to be stressing about your king after playing a4, then you shouldn't play it. You should play what you're comfortable with. But it's always, when you have some sort of, let's say, development advantage, or what advantage does white have here? I guess it is kind of positional. You have a better pawn structure. But you also have a development advantage because this bishop is going to struggle to develop. So the best way for them to develop is to play bishop b7 when you have any sort of advantage, or if your opponent has some moves that are their only good moves, you want to, if taking away their options is going to weaken your position, then you shouldn't do that. But if it's going to maintain a better position for you and put them in a much harder situation, then always try your best to limit their options or take away options from them, because you have an easy development anyway. They can't stop you from castling. They can't stop you from developing your bishop. Actually, b5 does stop you from developing your bishop, and c4 is the best diagonal for your bishop. So b5 is annoying in a lot of ways. It gives them more space and also stops you from going bishop c4. So a4 that's another reason for a4. It's Mr. Sky. Thank you so much for the raid. 2 raids already. Thank you so much. I hope you had a great stream. Hello. Thanks for following. Shout out to Mr. Sky Chess. It's Mr. Sky. Thank you. Okay, anyway, let's have a look. So, GM Vladimir Kramnik official just subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing. Nice name. Welcome to the darlings. Thank you so much. Okay. So, your opponent also castled. Oh! Oh, I'm going to take off the eval. Okay, so you guys saw that was a big jump. They should have played b5, definitely. Now, white has a really good move. Can you find the best move for white? Yeah, they castled the wrong way. I mean, the queens are off, so it's not such a big problem. White has a lot of good moves. I guess this king is actually just maybe on the wrong side of the board. It was doing more on e8 because you're protecting, I guess, the center, and the d7 pawn is the weakest point. Okay, you're really close, Photo Polly. There's a really, really good move here. Can you find it? It's not rook d3, but you're close. There's actually no one good move. There's a bunch of good moves. But there's one move that I really like. And this would be a chaotic chess move as well. This would be one of the moves that I would expect you to play. Black finally uses over a minute of their time. Oh, they haven't been using their time. I actually haven't been keeping an eye. Oh, wow, okay. So no wonder. See, now this shows you that you actually do need to use your time. You shouldn't be playing so fast. My thoughts here were g4 to eventually open the file, rook d3 because I love rookcliffe and I wish I'd seen the best move. Rook d3 is really nice. I do like rook d3 because you go to g3, but I will say that this check maybe looks better than it is because you're going to force the king to go somewhere and then they can use the g file too. because the king isn't really useful on this open file. It's kind of annoying. So they're gonna have to move the king out of the file anyway if they want to use the file themselves. So you don't want to encourage that. And also the d file is the best file for the rook right now. So you want to double up on the d file. But remember, the best way to double up, if you are gonna double up, is to play rook d, is to go as far up as possible. So if you can ever double and bring your rook as far up the board as possible, you're just gonna control more of your opponent's territory. Yeah, exactly. Gokul is right here. So g3 is not really so threatening. Your rook is way more threatening on the d file because it also stops the bishop from developing, because you have to keep an eye on d7. Rook d6, really nice move, attacking here, and it just looks like very difficult to play with black. What are they gonna do? The only way they can defend this pawn is to play king here, or they could play f5, but then h pawn is also gonna drop. I guess let's say if they play f5, if you take, you actually help them, so you shouldn't take. So what would you play here with white? Your pawn here is defended anyway. So the question is, would you take this pawn or not? Do you think taking here is a good move? This is a difficult, it's never gonna be a bad move, but do you have, is it the best move, or do you have a better move? This is also kind of important. I like taking it to keep the king off h and hence the rook off g. Okay. So you would take this pawn. Is it the right moment to take the pawn though? I play bishop c4 here. Okay, bishop c4 is the second best move, but there's a better move. There's a better move. Which maybe doesn't look so good. But you are going to be threatening something. Bishop c4, they're going to play king here. Still, you're doing really well. Rook g1 is not really threatening. I guess you want to play g4, but there's something more direct. Hello, thank you for the follow. Find a more direct developing move. A more threatening developing move. No, not f3. Knight d5. h3 and f3 maybe will be useful for a g4 push. But if they take, are you gonna capture back with the pawn? Or with the knight? I don't mind f3, but there's something else. One sec. Knight d5. If they capture with the knight, they're still jammed up and the rook has the outpost instead of the knight. So if they take, what are you gonna take back with? Are you sure you want this exchange? You're gonna take back with the rook. But now you're no longer attacking on h6. I guess you're gonna win this pawn anyway. Okay, maybe this isn't so bad. Yeah, maybe this isn't so bad. If they defend this, you can take here. Yeah, okay, this is good. I'll give you half a point. But there's one clear move that just... Well, actually, it's not clear. It's not clear. It's difficult. I see why you don't want to do it. Yeah, Lamprocles. Bishop d3. Bishop d3 is a really good move, and it doesn't really make sense because you're blocking a pawn, but the reason is that when they take here and you take back with the knight, they're gonna play f5 and kick your knight. So, well, actually they kick the bishop. Never mind. Never mind. I'm actually... You still have knight f6. Never mind. Actually, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I thought that you can take here. Sorry, I thought that you would take with the knight and then they can't play it. Never mind. Let's just ignore bishop d3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess you're hoping to double up, but I thought that if you create a threat here, then you can still take here and you avoid f5, but actually you don't even avoid f5. Because you can still just... Well, there is... I guess there is some like logic behind this, is that you are forcing them to take here because you want them to take. So maybe that could be a reason. I'd want them to move f7 so I could play bishop d4. You want them to play here so that you can play bishop c4, you mean? No, taking h6 is good. Taking h6 is good. I just was worried about this, but actually... Okay, I guess this is the difference. I didn't like f5 so much here. And this doesn't work because now it's a double attack and you can't defend both. So that's the problem. And also they have d5 as well. So the issue with taking is that you help your opponent to loosen up the position a bit, and you allow them to take and then play d5. But if you play... You actually do want them to take and take back with the knight. So after you play bishop d3, you force them to take back because they can't defend it. But they can push it, and if they push it, then what do you do? Okay, this was a little bit difficult. Don't worry about this. I don't know if I would have played it. I just thought that actually you're avoiding f5, but that's not the point. The point is that you want them to take. Okay, I'll check in a second. But if you do play bishop d3 and then they play f4, what would you play here? And this is actually a really nice idea. I would give this medium difficulty. There's a really nice idea here. Ooh, rook d5. Well, you want them to take because then you're gonna take back with the knight, and you have knight f6. And also your knight is on a much better square. Actually, yeah, knight f6 is trying to take this pawn like Chaotic Chess said earlier. And they can't play f5 because you still have knight f6 check. So you're gonna take a nice central pawn. So you want them to take. But if they play f4, then g3 is a really good move. Well done, Photopoly. g3 is a really good move. And now, this is the idea that I want you guys to find. So g3 is really good. And what would you play after f3? Now it gets a little bit... You can actually play anything here. This is so good for white, but there's one move that is a nice idea. And also chaotic chess style. Remember, you want to keep this rook here because you're going to let them... Oh, I guess d5 is covered. Yeah, rook f6 looks good. Yeah, okay. I thought they could play d5, but they can't. But... they still have an opportunity to... Your rook on d6 is so good. But say similar idea. Your rook on d6 is good, but use the piece that you haven't used yet. Use the piece that they haven't used yet. That you haven't used yet, sorry. Oh, that's a nice... That's a nice way. I was thinking something different. Okay, there's multiple ways. Yeah, pick one! And Lamprokles. Yes, Fiedler as well. Rook e3, rook f3. But I really like this as well. This looks good too. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's a little bit quicker. You could also use your king too. But this rook isn't doing anything and you can bring it in. So maybe this is a little bit quicker. Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to look at that rook e3 line. Let's just see what Gokul said. Even immediate rook takes h6. And then they have f takes, knight takes, and d5. Oh yeah, that's the problem with taking on h6, so we looked over that. And the other line you were saying... The pawn is dead regardless. I don't know if there's anything wrong. Yeah, there's... I mean, this position is so good anyway. I think you can play anything. You can play a4 if you want. Black could play f5. Wait, what line were you talking about here, Gokul? E takes f5 line. Oh, here, sorry. So, if you take first, knight takes, and then rook f6... d6 to defend. Ooh, and then bishop d3. Okay, and now when the knight moves, you're gonna take either of the pawns. That's true. But still, the knight can just move back, and when you take on h6, then d5, and it's the same thing. So you still can't guarantee that... it's still not that good to take the pawn. Wait, let me just look over this for a second. So... we were saying that after this... You mean here black could play f5 or when? Black could play f5. Or here? Yeah, that's... but also now e5 is also attacked. E5 is also attacked. So maybe you can actually just play rook here. If d6, you can probably just take and then take this pawn. I don't know if any pressure is released. Now there are more threats. Still, now these two are being attacked. Maybe the bishop is slightly better, so I don't know if you want to out immediately. Or you could just kick the knight. Sorry, this is easier. You just kick the knight and then you take here. Okay. So, let's see what happened in the game. Chaotic Chess played bishop c4, which is still a great move. There's nothing... Rook d6 isn't that much better. I think bishop c4, both of these moves are really good. Actually, anything here is really good. You just have such a comfortable position. Okay, bishop c4. Now his opponent played b5. This is where a4 would have been handy, but not the worst. Oh! Okay, I'm surprised you didn't go here. But I guess you were okay with them taking your bishop. But the thing is that maybe d5 is the square that you want to get your knight into. You want to get your knight into d4, but sorry, into d5. But also, now you're no longer attacking d7. So this bishop will be free to develop once the rook moves. So they played... Oh, they took... Okay, if they play rook b8, now they can play bishop here, because when you take, they're defending on d7, and some of the pressure has been removed. But if you play bishop here, they still cannot develop the bishop, and if they defend, still rook d6 is so nice. So bishop b3 just keeps some pressure on. The main thing you want to stop them is from developing, and bishop b7 is coming next, so I guess technically this does stop bishop b7, but not for long. I guess now you can still play rook here. Yeah, okay. But I'm gonna ask something. What should black play here? What would you play here if you were black? Roulette. Poker roulette. A5 or king h8. But what's the most annoying move that white has? Is rook d6. So how do you stop rook d6? Yeah, thank you, rook b6. Rook b6 just stops rook d6. And now, you're gonna develop... I guess maybe this looks a little bit awkward. But you're stopping any annoyingness. If you allow rook d6, you're gonna be in some trouble. Like, let's say if you just develop here... Actually, this pawn is just gone. So you can't play bishop b7, because you lose a pawn. f5 also does it. Well, f5 still rook d6. How does it stop rook d6? Yeah, but the rook is still there. Okay, true. I guess you stop it now, but I don't think you want to take here. Now this knight is really good. I guess you've temporarily... Okay, sorry, not temporarily. You've moved it away from d6, but I don't think this is a better position for you. for black. How are you going to defend this pawn? Because if you push, then there's going to be an annoying discovered attack. How do you defend here? Then there's knight f6 check. If this is your active play, I will take it with white. White is much more active. Also, this pawn is now isolated. Actually, all three of them are isolated. Where's this knight gonna go? What are you doing with the knight? Oh, if I take it, then you take here. Okay, I see. I see. King g7. Okay, sure. I mean, I'll just defend. I'll just play f3. You're down a pawn, but this activity ain't activating your position much. Anyway, rook b6 is much easier to stop the rook on d6. Okay, let's have a look. So, they ended up taking. And you took with the knight, which is good. You're also threatening the f6 pawn, and you want to maintain this open file. Oh, and they give you this pawn. Why? You didn't take it! I always find it... Wait, was chaotic chess without good taken? Wait, you changed it! Oh, that's your Lichess, that's your Lichess. But your chess.com is chaotic chess 86, I guess. I'm focusing on piece activity over material. It's like when a program says, that's not a bug, that's a feature. Anyway, what the heck is this? Why didn't you take the free pawn? Because now you take another pawn. Check, and then you take this pawn as well. And you're attacking here. You get 3 pawns. If they take here, you get this one. Or you can bring the rook in and then you're going to take it anyway. You're stuck on your rook lift plan. But there are some moves that only last one move and they're going to defend. Your rook lift is going to be there. They can't stop you from playing rook d3. Or, yeah. Okay, I think taking here would have been so much easier. You need to do forcing moves. That's a check and a capture in one. There's no excuse to miss it. What was the move where you missed free pawn? Here, knight takes f6. Just a free pawn. Here they have to play king here to defend. And now you can play rook d3. You can do a rook lift here and bring the rook here. 2 of them! Okay, anyways, let's see what happened. So rook e1. They defended the pawn now. And now we've got a rook lift. Okay. Okay, so they're worried about the knight moving and then the pawn would be attacked, I guess. Okay. Now you can take this pawn. Finally, we got the pawn. Well done. Well, the easiest way to break tunnel vision is to always just double check forcing moves. So even if you have a plan, have that plan at the back of your mind, but just double check. Okay, what checks do I have? What captures do I have? What forcing moves do I have? Or forcing moves is sometimes a little bit difficult because there are so many options, but just stick to checks and captures. Checks, captures, especially if they're 2 in 1. Sit on your hands. Yeah, I did that as well when I was younger, but you need to tattoo checks, captures, and threats to your brain. I also need to, because there are things that are always missed. Anyway, you got that pawn in the end, and now it's an even better way of taking that pawn. So what should they have played? Here? I guess this is where they went wrong. What should black play here to avoid all of the annoyingness? Yes, once all the duels are finished, I will look over because I need to award best game. Wait, so what game are we? We're waiting for. We're waiting for 17 versus zombie, I guess. I usually play over the board at the bar, so maybe I should set a mental association. Take a sip of my scotch, look for checks. Yes! Do that! Although you will be not seeing the board after a few moves, so I don't know if that's such a good idea. Fiedler versus Zombie or Paddy coming Christmas. 2025. I'm a little bit more optimistic. Anyway, what should black do here? That's the question. Black to move. How do you avoid some annoyingness? He's turning to play rook g3 and taking the pawn. I know, it is difficult, but you can also sometimes, if you just stick to checks and captures, threats I will admit are a bit difficult, but if you just stick to checks and captures, there's not that many, unless there's a big line of captures, which you will always have to look at anyway. But if you look for just the checks and captures, there's usually not that many. Especially if you look down the whole line. For example, here, there's only one. Check, and they have to move the king. This is a threat, I guess. But then there's a capture. Okay, there's another capture, and then there's another capture. But this... Already, if you see that a capture is good and you don't lose a piece, then that's the most important thing. Oh, two checks, I see what you mean. I see. That's true. Yeah, I know. It's difficult. It's difficult out here. Bishop takes does seem like the only good option. Yeah, bishop takes is the only good option. Otherwise, you can't avoid losing this pawn. And the knight and rook, even though usually bishop and rooks work better together, this knight on f6 is just so good. So... Oh, sorry, knight e7, yeah, that's true. That's true, but you need to look at this first, and if this works, then it's definitely gonna... You can disregard knight e7. I mean, I guess you still need to look at it, but you can disregard it if you win a pawn with check. Sometimes if you have to make a quick decision, you can just disregard the rest of the force moves. Ideally, you look at 3, but you can disregard them because if you're sure you're gonna win some material for free, then you can go for that. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that, yeah, you have to take here because here I'll ask you, what should you take back with? Yeah, I know. You're right, pick one. Yeah, rook takes is better. More active, you're also threatening this pawn. They have to defend it, and now you can double up. Or play rook d6, which is a nice, like, added stop her. Yeah, rook is much better. You maintain your activity. It's not so easy to win this game though. I wouldn't say that this is very easy. You're not even any material up, but you have way more activity. There was a blitz game a couple of days ago when I moved a knight to attack a queen, then forget to take the queen after my opponent didn't move. The reason is that my calculations were queen moves away, I move the knight. Yeah, I know. That's the most common thing I think that happens with calculation errors. And I was told this by a grandmaster a long time ago, like maybe when I was 11, I think, or 12. And I had a lesson, and he said that this is when I still didn't know that aphantasia was real, and he told me to imagine the board and how much of it do you see? Do you see only a quarter of the board? Do you see the whole board? Do you see half of the board? And I thought, like, I couldn't see anything, obviously, and then I was like, ooh, let's say half of the board, and then I said, okay, I can see half of the board, and he's like, oh, really? Because I only see a quarter of the board, and I was like, oh shit, maybe he knows that I can't see any board, and I thought like my brain was just not working, and I thought I just, to be honest, I didn't even know that people could imagine things, but I didn't really understand what he was saying, and then he said when he's calculating, the thing that always gets him, and he's a grandmaster, he played, maybe he still plays for the Romanian Olympic team. Actually, I don't think anymore, but he definitely has many times. He said that he'll calculate a line, and then the final move of that line, he'll sometimes move it first. So it happens to everyone. You, as a 2000 player, can do that in the back of your head, and knight e7 never enters your consciousness. That's fine. That's great. Heuristics like that important, especially if you want to play alone. Well, it's still... Yeah, I guess it does enter my mind. I think there are situations, maybe in that exact position it wouldn't, because I can see that knight f6 works very well, but so then I wouldn't look at knight e7, but there are moments, especially if there's a long line of sacrifices, where I would look at moves that checks that don't seem that obvious. Oh, did he resign? That actually happens a lot too. But it's usually only because there's one winning line, which is very difficult to see. Anyway, moving on. Let's see what happened. So, king moved, you took the pawn. King moved back. And now you took another pawn. Yeah, this looks really good. You get another pawn. Now maybe you'll get this pawn too. Oh, or you take the exchange. Even better. If they played rook e8, what would you do? What would you play after rook e8? Not after a while. I do get incredibly annoyed often at the moment. They tend to be chill quickly. I'm gonna take off this hat. Oh, there's the line that I always have. Sorry, I don't mean to be so sullen sounding. Thanks for putting up with my whining and your patience helping us all develop instincts. No, don't worry. You're never... I'm glad that you're expressing your annoyances. What's the word? Like the things that are a little bit annoying or difficult. But it's important to always express these worries, because that's the only way that you can maybe figure out a way to stop them. Thank you! Rook d6! Rook d6, you're threatening checkmate! Mate in 1. Beautiful. Frustrations, yeah, frustrations is a better word. I like the hat, but sometimes it hurts my forehead. Actually, you can't really see the line so well, but there is a line. It's a little bit tight on my head, because I have too big of a brain. You did play that later. Rook d6 is a really nice move. Rook d6 is kind of the theme of the whole game. Okay, let's see. So they took, and oh yeah, now you took this. Sorry, that was actually, Chaotic Chess didn't miss that, because that was just a question of if they played Rook e8, what would you do? Okay. What? They did take... What is going on here? You have 13 minutes and you don't take a piece back. Okay. What the heck? Pick one! Thank you so much for the 2,000 cheers! Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Would Mersey have played this in a Blitz game immediately? I don't know. I don't know. In a Blitz game, it's more down to what... I know I have to change the FIDE command. Maybe mods can do that. Or do I have... Am I the only one that can do that? Wait, what was I gonna say? The first Rook d6 I would have played, because I think that that's easier. It's actually crazy that I'm 2000. I don't believe it. Oh, you did it! Well done! Thank you so much, whoever did it. Command did it. Oh, 17 did it. Thank you for 17. Hello, 17. Why are you watching and not working? I can't believe I'm 2000. What the heck? I actually don't believe it. That's kind of crazy. Isn't that crazy? That's really crazy. I've been 1900 for so long. Like, how many years? I was 1900, probably like 2016. That's almost 10 years. Maybe even before that. Anyway, it's been a very long time that... Well, I didn't ever give up, but I did feel like I really needed to try hard to get it. And it turned out that I just needed a little bit of luck. But if you are, you know, working on your chess consistently, even though I haven't been I wouldn't say I've been working on my chess consistently, but since streaming actually does help, because I'm exposed to chess a lot more. Vladimir Kramnik's name is very long that his name is cut off over here. I'm gonna put in this over. Yeah, I'll just put this down here. How does Mersey feel about being born? I'm glad. I feel young again. The higher the rating, the younger I am. Okay, sorry, let's get back to the game. Well, actually, there's no more interesting things probably here, but let's see how you ended up winning. I don't know why they didn't just take that. Okay, we've got it. Oh, I see, they just wanted to threaten some things. Nice C3. Oh, sorry. Okay, I see. But what's a better move here? Well, actually, sorry. Never mind. Ignore everything that I just said. Like, just take away everything that I just said, because they're threatening something which is annoying, and then they're going to take the knight. But maybe Rook d6, you can threaten this, and then if they take it, you can take here, and they have to defend. And now you're going to win the bishop. So you could go for that. And if they take here, now you can just play king d1, and you still keep your knight, and you have this threat too, and you keep your knight. So you don't have to be worried about this. I guess they can also take with the bishop, but then you just move your king out of the way. And now you're still threatening rook takes h6, and you get to keep your knight. So I think rook d6 is a little bit neater, but you don't need it. Okay. Anyway, let's see how you... Oh, there we go, rook d6. Oh, and they resigned here. Okay, they can still save it. But now you just take this one. And this is going to drop eventually, and then you're just going to have 3 passed pawns. Okay, that was a really good game. That was a very clean game by you. You played a very good game. I'd give that an 8.5. That was a very good game. Really nice opening as well. You took advantage of all the made look like a chump. And I won't even say that your opponent made it easy for you, because you just took advantage of all the problems, and even though they didn't play the most accurate moves, it's not so easy to always find the best moves if you're not used to seeing them. So that was a really good game. Well done. Probably one of the best games that you've played. Well done for knowing your opening stuff. And well done for trading the queens as well. That was an important decision, which maybe we've actually seen that before, because I think that's happened before where you've traded queen, and maybe you haven't traded before, and then there's definitely something that we looked at before with trading queens. Well, thank you for listening. Yeah, I think you have had it before. Okay, well done. I'm so glad. Now you have a successful chess week. You can say that now, and you can move on from the pessimism of last week. Oh yeah, let's go through this for one more time. 1 second, I need a bit more water. Even though there was no misery. Well, the idea is that A6 wasn't good because... First, can anyone guess what the song is? What's the original song? Before we move on. Before I answer. Come on! Why is it taking you so long? Yeah, what's the song? What's the song? I don't want no artist name. No! You're joking me. I'm not giving any clues. It's gonna end. Yes, thank you. Sorry. So, because you get to d6 and you're stopping them from castling, so they have to play queen e7. But with this move, they're avoiding any problems with castling. So your advantage is not in the weak king anymore, because the king will just castle next move anyways. And when you move the queen out of the way, they still have a chance to finish their development with d6, and then they can develop this bishop. So you're not going to be ahead in development anymore. So you have to, I guess, play the move that gives you the most out of the position. If you move your queen out of the way, it doesn't give you more than taking the queen, because let's say you move it. Where are you going to move it? We looked at queen c7, but let's say you move it to anywhere you move it. If you move it here, you're blocking this bishop. If you move it here, you're blocking this bishop. So let's say if you move it back, that's already an extra move you're going to have to make to connect your rook. So you spend another move, and then they can just castle or play d6, which are useful moves for them. So you've lost a move, but if you take, then you gain a move, because they have to take back, and now you get to develop and you're going to castle. And this endgame is really good for you. Also, so in the game, well done Chaotic Chess for playing bishop g5 also. But here it's important to take the knight because you want to not let them play d5. So the knight was helping them play d5. And let's say if they play d5 here, then what do you do? Yeah, if you're better going to an endgame or an attack, but there's no obvious attack, so if there's no obvious attack, then you need to go for, well, you should go for the option that gives you the most. And this endgame is easier to get an advantage in than with the queens on. But then you also have to, you have to weigh out both. You have to weigh out if, it's better for personal preference or position-wise. So sometimes you could have a better endgame, but you don't like endgame. So then you should keep the queens on. But if it's a big difference, maybe like +1 to 2. Maripant, hello! How are you? Gang gang! I hope you're good. I haven't seen you streaming in a really long time. How have you been? How are you doing? Are you still streaming? I'm really good. Shout out to Maripant. Wait, what were you saying here? Knight takes, bishop takes. Knight takes, bishop takes. Wait, knight takes here, and then you want to take here, but then the knight will just take back. You have a better line. Had to take a bit of a break, but back next week. Woo! You're back next week. That's good. I will definitely raid you if I'm streaming at the same time. But I'm getting my wisdom teeth out tomorrow. No, Monday. On Monday, which is I guess tomorrow in 20 minutes. And I'm really scared, and I think I'm gonna be in a bit of pain, but maybe at the end of the week I will be streaming. Thank you so much. So it's a huge like poof that I did it. Thank goodness it finally happened. But yeah, oh yeah, bishop takes first, yes. Did you mean to say that? Yeah, you should just take the bishop first, because they don't have any good intermediate moves. If they push, you can even probably just take here. What's the song now? Tell me the song. What's the original? And after this, we're gonna change music. I'll accept the artist. Okay, anyway, bishop takes, g takes, and now you can take the pawn. Either way you want. Thank you so much. No joke. Yeah, I'm also looking for all the luck I can get because I've seen how painful it is. Yeah, well done, TJ. Let's go. No, only 2. Only the bottom 2. The top 2 have already come out and they're fine. But the bottom 2, I'm having problems with this one, but she said that we should just take M and me. She said that I should take both out because I could have future problems with this one as well. So, getting both of them. Alright, here we go. So, thank you, Chaotic Chess, for submitting the game for analysis. I really liked the FIFA playlist yesterday, so let's keep the FIFA playlist. Is there any year that you guys really liked? Did I say that there's... I can't remember what I wanted to say. Okay, so I could accept challenges. Maybe was I gonna say that? I could accept challenges, or we can have a mini grind. I'll do a poll. Let me see my bullet. 2136. Okay, we could do 2200, but I don't think I'm gonna get it tonight because I'm actually a little bit tired. You finish your sentence after the pause. It's just that I'll accept sounded enough like Oh, yeah. Had to take all four out at once! Oh my goodness, what the heck? All four, that's insane. I don't know if I could survive that. Yeah, I can imagine that you were starving. I don't know how I'm gonna survive with like soup and water for me. Maybe like after 3 days I'll be able to eat. Subs versus Plus was a fun stream. I think it was the first time I watched your channel. Oh, yeah, we could. I guess we could do a subs versus plebs impromptu. Would you want that? Soup, water, and ice cream. I do have ice cream, but I don't know how good sugary things is. I will have numbing injection, I think, but I will be awake. That was nice. Yeah, I guess it's nice. I think I will have an injection. Wait. Yeah, I think I will be awake because she said that you won't feel anything, but it's gonna be like a weird sensation. Well, you can feel like the pressure, but you're not gonna feel pain. Okay, I'm gonna do a prediction. Sorry, not prediction. I want to do a poll. Big difference. Okay. We'll do 5 boards of subs versus plebs. Alright! Choose what you would like. 2100 Blitz Grind. Subs versus plebs. Or do you want to play against me? Oops. Okay, 2 votes for 2100 Blitz Grind. It's gonna be tough. Also, it is very late. It's midnight. Rapid 2200 went not at midnight. I'll be here until next year for 1 game. Okay, vote, not predict. Vote. Learn from your mistakes feature. I don't know if I know it. Oh, learn from your mistakes. Is that a new thing? Oh, is it just game analysis? Oh, you have to guess what it is. Oh, wait, you have to guess. Find a better move. that's a nice feature. Okay, I've got 3 votes for Blitzgrind, 1 vote for playing versus viewers, and 1 vote for subs versus plebs. Ooh, we've got a 2100 Blitzgrind coming up. This is gonna be long. Am I looking forward to it? I don't know. Wait, I just wanna change the layout here. Because there's a little bit of extra space that I want to fill. Okay. Here we go. 2100 Blitzgrind. We got to 2000 yesterday. Can we get to 2100? Let's do a prediction. I'm not going to give myself a time. Okay. Here we go. Any tournaments coming up? No. Actually, I guess in October I'll be playing the women's championships. But that's a few months away. August, September, October. I guess not that long. 3 months. How about you? Okay, I'm gonna start. Let's go here. Maybe they could have taken. Okay. Where is that? Work is being annoying. I will be experiencing that as well when I go back to Dublin. I'm moving back in August and I will be experiencing no time off as well. Near Strasbourg. Oh, okay, so we can get 1 train. How many days? How many rounds? Wouldn't they I guess I have that. Okay, I can also bring this here. $500 for 2100 exactly. Do we have a choice? Oh. Oh, I actually can't take that. I think they had a lot of better moves. Oh shit, I can't do that. Oh shit, I actually maybe might have ruined it a little bit. But let's go back. Oh, what? Why the heck didn't I take that? Okay. This is a straightforward win. Okay, masterclass on rook. Rook and king checkmate, if anyone forgot. Chase the king into an opposition and then give a check when there's an opposition. Good night, Fiedler. We've got the opposition, now we want to chase into an opposition. Waiting move. Chase. 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 Opposition check. Go far away from the king, waiting move. Chase. Okay, now I've got mate. Okay, 2016. 10,000 on no chance. Woof! Wonder who that was. No one is predicting. Well, Goku, I'm not. Oh, that's a free pawn, isn't it? I'm not in for the fastest checkmate. I'm in for the surest way. I'm actually gonna take that. Okay, I really like my position here. Let's give an intermediate check. Bayard! Diana Mercer, the second Irish chess player after Diana Matz I knew, but Diana Matz left Green Island as she said today earlier. Yeah, now she lives in Poland. Wait, you can what? Okay. These are really nice bishops. Some really good looking bishops there. Now we're turning. Where's the mate? Where is the mate? Oh, we go. Oh, they resigned. Okay. Okay, there's actually no mate. 30 for over 2100. Not very big bucks being betted in this round of bets. Predictions. Okay, let's go here. Okay, 1,000. 1,200. Hey, Piano James. Yes, it is beautiful, isn't it? Very pretty. Actually, 2025, let's hope that you don't curse me back. Should we take that? Let's go here. We'll take like this. Maybe knight of 6 would have been better. Ooh, I didn't see that. Okay, we've got this. Maybe I'm clutching at straws. I'll hold my breath for the rest of the game. I want over to 2100 to be a low percentage. Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, I think I'm not gonna take that pawn. Oh, actually I'll bring this rook. My queen is kind of out of the game though, which is a bit annoying. But I do like this bishop. Okay, that's a pawn, but knight here. Oh shit. That's actually really annoying. Wait. Hmm. We have some tricks. 22k for over! That's a lot. They should have... Oh shit. They should have nothing. They should have taken on e7 earlier, I think. Okay. Should I go for it? I have to go for it now. I've messed this up. I got greedy. Yeah, but there's still... It was lost, was it? Oh. I thought it was a... Oh, this... Wait, it's always lost. Oh my god, what? Okay. Okay, then. It was always lost. 99,999 for no chance. What the heck? Non-believer maximum level reached. Okay, let's get a Sicilian win. That's annoying. What the heck do I do here? I don't love this playlist. Now E5. Okay, let's go 6. Okay, now I have a nice center. What the heck is that? I guess I'm not technically threatening anything. Shit, I'm an idiot. That was a bishop, I think. I don't think the queen takes here would have been so good. That was a free piece. Okay, and now I actually don't have anything, do I? Clinging. Okay, we can try something. Yeah, finally a FIFA song that I know is a FIFA song. I don't know about this position. Shh. That was a free rook. Do we have something? We might have mate. Look at that beautiful, beautiful mate. Oh, let's go! Hey, immoral guy. Wow, look at that. Beautiful mate. What the hell? That was a free rook. They could have just taken first, I think. Yeah. They can just take here as well. I mean, okay, obviously the free rook is better. But then... Oh, wait, no, this doesn't work. Oh, bishop g2 actually is made in 2. So that, yeah, never mind. Also, I want to take this moment, now that you're here. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but immoral guy, I'm going to add a lovely shiny pink little thing to your name. Oh, you've also changed. You've changed your name to. Oh, Timor. No, you were a Moral guy. Sorry, I'm getting confused. I thought you changed back and then changed. Welcome to the VIP club! I've been meaning to add you for some time, but I wanted to add you to the VIP club. Thank you so much for your continued support. I really, really appreciate it. You're now a VIP darling! For what? Just for all your support all for your on the channel. You've been here for a while now, and I really appreciate that you're always here and supporting, and just a thank you. Oh, just a baby, you're just born. Thank you for your consistent support on this channel. I really, really appreciate it, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So welcome to the VIP. Well, thank you. You also deserve the diamond because you're awesome too. Anyway, that was an awesome checkmate. Okay, let's continue. 2026. Let's keep it going. Let's go for Bird since Owen also plays it. Let's go for F5. Okay, I've got 74 more points to grind, which is kind of a lot. Hello, Morologist. It's MGMT Kids. I'm sure you know it. I also really like this song as well. When this first I remember when I first listened to this, and it gave me such a good feeling. I think we might. Oh no, we actually might not have tricks, or we might have tricks. Maybe I won't allow that. You love Coldplay. This is not Coldplay though. This is X Ambassadors. Gang gang. Oh, now I definitely have this check. I don't know if they should allow this check to happen. Okay, we need to try take advantage of this weak king. So far I'm not doing the best job because I've just traded a bunch of pieces. I'm not accepting challenges right now. I'm doing a 2100 grind. But actually I should have just played c3 as well. Maybe I will trade this knight and then open up the king. But I have traded a lot of pieces, which is... Oh, sorry! I thought you were asking me. Anyone want to give me a game? Well, other darlings might definitely be up for a game. I think I won't accept challenges right now. Okay, returning checkmate. Well, I think I'm much better, so... I would much rather have white in this position. Oh, there goes a rook. And an... Ah! Why did I do that? I thought it was another rook. Oh no, I'm an idiot. Just ignore me. Now I'm not so sure. Would I still take... Maybe I still do prefer white. I'm actually the biggest idiot in the world. That was really bad. That was really bad. Here you go. There's Coldplay for you. What the hell is wrong with me? Why would I take that? That was literally a free rook. And then I could have just brought my queen somewhere else. But my brain was just glitched for a second. That was very bad. Okay, should we take it? That was so bad. When she was just a girl, she expected the world. Okay, we'll get to... Oh shit, I'm very low on time. Every time she closed her eyes. Oh, I have to be very careful. And she was just a girl. She expected the world. What am I doing? What the hell? Am I gonna lose this game? What the hell is wrong? Oh, I have this. Frick, I have no time though. I shouldn't have lost this game. What the hell? This is completely winning. What? White to move and win. How does white win this game? What is white's winning move? Yeah, king g4. Nice move, and then they can't stop this, but you can stop the pawn. That would have been a nice win. I didn't have enough time. Okay, I've actually lost a lot of rating. 2018, it feels... Why the heck didn't I take that pawn? Feels like we're so much further away now. Oh, I didn't see that. Maybe it's okay. You do have this idea. Mm. I was left to my own device. Okay, I'm a pawn down. What am I doing? Oh wait, oh never mind, I didn't have that before, but now that I do. Okay, I'm getting kind of lucky. Does it almost feel like you've been here before? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? Okay, we're gonna exchange up. Okay, we've got some ideas. Oh shit, I have to be careful about this. Okay, we can either go here or here. At least the queen has no checks. So that's good. Right here. Oh, actually, we'll go here. Okay, you can take your check. Okay, back to 2026. I need to keep a steady, like I need to keep either draw or win. No in between. What the heck is this position? Oh, let's take that. Oh no. Okay, I'll just go here. No, I don't think we're on FIFA songs right now. This is just a random playlist. Where are the tricks? Have I messed this up? Maybe not. But I'm playing very slowly. Why am I so slow? Oh my god. Oh, my knight is attacked. Please don't suggest moves. Thanks, Owen. Hey, Thinker Teacher. How are you? I'm 1 minute down. This is really annoying. But this position is really good though. Why would I? Oh, it's fine. Got rook here. I'm so winning, but how the hell do I convert this? Let's just trade queens. Don't listen to a word. Why the heck am I playing so badly? What the hell? This is insane. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. No! Oh my god, that's checkmate! That was literally the worst move I could have played on the board. What the heck? What? There is no world in which I should lose this game. Like, this is literally anything. I could do anything here. Anything. This doesn't matter. I win the rook. What the hell? Oh, rook a2 is a nice move. Yeah, I did. That's a really nice move. Anyway, I can do anything. 2 moves, I get a queen. I'm pissed off. It was so bad. I was just stressing for no reason. No, no, no. Man, you're my best friend. Okay, we're a pawn up. Should win this. But then again, we were 3 pawns up in the last one. That's a free knight then. Oh, it's actually not free. Yeah, I saw it too late. We are threatening. Wait. Am I still alive? What? My internet's not working.